The Chicago Bears could make a major splash ahead of the season. While we're still in camp and roster moves are being made, the Bears could make a trade that could enhance this defense even more. The defensive line is performing much better than expected, especially from Montez Sweat, Javon Dexter Sr., Andrew Billings, and DeMarcus Walker, which that group right there, I think, is going to be a top 10 unit in the NFL. A lot of people don't think so, but I sure do. And there's a move that the Bears can make that would automatically make them in the top 10 instantly, just on paper, and would add key starter and also make more depth for this team and would be absolutely insane. With the guys off today heading to Ohio, I'm going over a rumor that is flying around right now and an under the radar trade that the Bears could make, that they could land another top edge rusher and we get the guy across from Montez Sweat. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rhodey, and as always, thank you for tuning in. I did the hand thing too early. I don't know why, but thank you for tuning in. And today, I am hitting on 8-year NFL veteran Matthew Judon, who has been a monster over the last few seasons in the NFL for the New England Patriots, has reported to be not happy with the current status of his contract, along with having multiple heated exchanges with most of the Patriots coaching staff, starting to get things a little tough over there, and it sounds like he could move from the Patriots in the upcoming days. I love this as a Chicago Bears fan because, hey, it would mean that we find ourselves a veteran to bring in and pair with Montez Sweat and mentor Austin Booker, and only have him potentially for a 1-year deal if we want to. And I'm going to break that all down today. And before we get more into today's show, please hit that like button on this video if you'd be ecstatic about getting Matthew Judon to join the Chicago Bears, along with commenting yes or no if you want him to be in a Bears uniform before week 1 against the Tennessee Titans. So let's go into Judon and what he brings to the table. A proven 8-year veteran in the NFL, is 31 years old at the moment, and he is coming off a major injury, but I still think that he has a ton of gas left in the tank, especially for what he has done over his career and especially what he was doing before that said injury. The 4-time Pro Bowler, was also a top 10 finalist for Defensive Player of the Year back in 2023. So that was not too long ago, and he was absolutely ripping it up, which that was a career year for him. I'm going to get to that in a second. Standing at 6'3", 270 pounds, he is bigger than Khalil Mack and Montez Sweat from a weight perspective, which is crazy to think, but you don't see that often because Judon is always covered in sleeves, but this dude is an absolute monster. And he's always played with a chip on his shoulder as well. He was the 146th pick back in the 2016 NFL draft by the Baltimore Ravens, which then he ended up going to the New England Patriots, which he's been with since, after signing a 4-year contract with them. He is currently in the last year of his 4-year contract with a $14.6 million cap hit, which the Bears can technically afford with one salary on their roster, currently converted into a signing bonus. Keep that in mind, especially for when the team's down. His career stats, very, very impressive, and you can see why he was a 4-time Pro Bowler. Playing in 114 games with 82 starts, having 251 total tackles, 118 of them being solo, with 87 tackles for loss, 165 quarterback hits, and 66.5 sacks throughout his career. Back in 2022, that career year for him, he had 15.5 sacks. The year before, 12.5 sacks. And unfortunately, he was injured last year, but he definitely got things going, and he's ready to get back on the field and prove that he can still be that player. Not only is he impactful from that standpoint, but 14 pass deflections, 9 forced fumbles, and 4 fumble recoveries. This guy clearly gets things going. He is an impact on the field, and he's a game wrecker. Let's go into the full breakdown of his 2022 season, though. 17 games, 60 total tackles, 36 of them being solo, 14 tackles for loss, 28 quarterback hits, and 15.5 sacks. He was amazing in 2022. Can see why he was a top 10 finalist for Defensive Player of the Year. And if we were to have him on this roster now with that year, my God. And I think that he could do that again. Last year of his contract, lot to prove, wants to get paid again, wants to be happy on top of it. He's not happy in New England, would be super happy in Chicago, especially with the team and culture that Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus have put together. He's just a special guy. And, you know, a lot of people are saying like he's not going to extend it because he is 31 years old and he is coming off an injury. So he has a lot to prove. but he wants that locked in guaranteed money, and I don't blame him, especially being 31 years old. Now, before I get into today's trade, today's show is sponsored by Authentico Tequila, Chicago-based startup that makes one of the hottest new tequilas on the market. It's the real deal. No additives and 100% organic. Make sure to go to the link in the description below to get Authentico near you. So let's talk about how we can get him on the Bears. And I'll do 2 different trades for you guys because now actually listen, let me get through all this. Then I want to hear what you guys also have to say. So if you commented yes or no, if you change your mind after this, I would like you to be like, hey, wait, actually, I changed my mind. Because it's guys, do whatever you want. I don't care. So let's go into those 2 trades. The first trade that I'm going to do involves a player and picks, which I would end up sending Nate Davis a 25 third and a 26 fourth to the Patriots in order to get Matthew. You're offloading Nate Davis's contract, which is actually almost the same value this year as Matthew's contract, which is the most in dead cap that the Bears would have to do. So a lot of people are like, great, like the Bears, let's cut Nate Davis. No, let's not. Let's trade him. Send him to a team that, gets a low risk, high reward potential situation with Davis. On top of that, they get 2 more picks as well. And next year, if they don't end up liking Nate Davis this year, he only has a $2 million dead cap hit. So cut him next year. You get him for a year. You see how he does. It works out again, low risk, high reward. If it doesn't work out, you chop him, you lose $2 million, but you still get 2 mid-round picks over the next 2 seasons. Now, the second trade I would do, just picks, no player. The Bears have to take on all that cap, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to make it a 25 third again, but a 26 fifth. Moving back 1 round in 26 because the Bears do have to take on all that money, and the Patriots are still getting 2 key draft picks in order to help their rebuild. So overall, I think that those are the 2 trades that I would do if I was Ryan Poles to get him to come to the Chicago Bears. And I think it's fair because of the fact that he is coming off an injury, last year of his contract, big cap, and he's 31 years old. And with that projected defense, I want to just call out real quick, would be Montez Sweat, Andrew Billings, Javon Dexter Sr., Judon, with a rotation of DeMarcus Walker and Austin Booker and Zach Pickens. Then you go to your linebacker room with TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds with Jack Sanborn rotating in. Then you have Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker, and Kevin Byard as your defensive secondary. You're going to tell me that's not the best defense in the NFL? That is stupid good, and we all know it. You can deny it all you want. But I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below of what you think about that as well. Will this trade happen? I honestly think there might be a connection here. A lot of ESPN analysts are saying that it would work well in Matt Eberflus's defense with Eric Washington. Also, it's a low risk, high reward for the Bears. As long as you can get rid or afford that, get rid of Nate Davis's contract or just flat out afford Judon's contract, overall would be huge for this team. I think that it would put us over the top. It would be that 1-year rental, a good mentor. And hey, he does well, you re-sign him next year. The Bears have a ton of money next year and have money for years to come. So just keep that in mind. But with that, thank you as always for tuning in this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, bear down, baby.